When a main character dies in a ridiculously stupid way, the fandom will always be upset, and rightly so. This is the case for Maya's death in Borderlands 3, a death that only seems to have occurred in order to pass the torch to Ava, who at that point of the story most players didn't have any real connection to. I often compare Maya's death to that of Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars A New Hope, a movie that I grew up on. When Obi-Wan Kenobi stopped fighting Darth Vader and allowed him to strike him down in front of Luke Skywalker, it was one of the most impactful scenes in Star Wars history. One that confused the heck out of me as a child because I was like, dude, you could have at least kept trying. But ultimately, Obi-Wan's sacrifice pushed Luke to become a better Jedi, and that means Obi-Wan's death was meaningful. But when Maya died in Borderlands 3, we travel back to Sanctuary, where somebody had the bright idea of letting Tannis speak.
I knew Maya when she was alive. I preferred her that way. That didn't come out right. But she's gone, and that's how it is. All we can do is fight to honor her memory the best we can. People die in wars. By the droves. I mean, open your eyes, people.
And then Lilith basically says, oh well, we got more vaults to hunt.
Maya wasn't just a Crimson Raider or a Vault Hunter. She was family. But we can't lose sight of our mission. We're going to open the vaults. That's how we make her death mean anything.
And then Ava drops this bombshell.
That's all you have to say. Maya's dead because you wanted to open the vaults. We should be hunting down the Calypsos and making them pay for what they did.
It's not that easy.
Maya always told me a Vault Hunter runs toward the fire. All her stories were about you. You saved Pandora. You killed Handsome Jack. You're supposed to be the Firehawk.
I don't know what I am.
Figure it out, Lilith, before you get someone else killed.
And the fandom groaned in unison, as if millions of voices suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. Thus, Maya's death appears to have meant absolutely nothing. Not only were fans not mad at the Calypso twins who actually killed Maya, they were now mad at the teenager who actually had nothing to do with Maya's death. Now hold up, put down the pitchforks, you heard me right. I said Ava had nothing to do with Maya's death. Sure, she was there in the vault and she was mouthing off to the twins, but let's play this out differently. Let's pretend that Lilith was actually a qualified babysitter and didn't let Ava fast travel into a freaking war zone. Maya would then be all alone in the vault. Still, 1 versus 2 against the twins. How'd that go for Lilith again?
Well, look who got plucked.
Sure, Maya is a badass, but she still didn't know that Troy could leech her. It wasn't like Lilith cared enough to give her a scouting report on the twins ahead of time. So Maya is still going to be dead because at that point, the twins who had already bested Lilith also had Lilith's powers as well. There's basically no chance that Maya lives through that encounter regardless of Ava being there or not. But at least with Ava being there, she can pass the torch and make the death impactful. Or at least that's what should have happened. But the entire handling of events on Sanctuary after Maya's death was the ultimate undoing of the entire scene. Lilith and Tannis being horrible leaders and speakers on the matter, Ava being an annoying teenager, which she's kind of supposed to be after all, just like Luke was in New Hope, and just this overall sense that nothing changed because of her death. Nobody was like, those Calypsos must pay. Nobody was like, if they can kill Maya, what chance do we have? Nothing to further build up the twins' villain role at all. And then there's the cut funeral scene in the director's cut. Gearbox added this fleshed out, partially animated scene showing what Maya's funeral would have been like, how Ava and Lilith would have reacted, and how that would have truly set up Ava in the Luke role of the future of the Jedi. I mean, Sirens. But it's cut content. It's not canon, so the Ava hate persists. However, also added with the director's cut is the Ava Murder Mysteries questline, which is canon. These missions help flesh out Ava a bit more and also lay the foundation for the future of the war that was foretold at the end of the pre-sequel. The problem is, probably half of the player base never even played that DLC because it came with Season Pass 2. And then on top of that, you had the 4th DLC, the Psycho Krieg Fantastic Fustercluck, which would have been a golden opportunity for Ava, Krieg, and Maya to really hash out all the things that happened and kind of like smooth that over over with the fandom, but instead, Ava wasn't even mentioned. So where does that leave us now? Ava is still largely disliked and perceived as the one responsible for Maya's death. Now we have Tanis, Ava, Amara, and Lilith as the remaining sirens still alive, but Lilith is in parts unknown after jumping into outer space. The leech powers that Tyrene had could have been passed on to somebody that she chose, or perhaps went to some unwitting child somewhere in the universe. And then there's the siren powers that Commandant Steele had, but we still don't know what her powers are. Plus we have Nereid's logs telling us that there's a 7th siren that we should not seek out. My money is on the 7th siren being Obi-Wan Kenobi. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to see more Borderlands content, then hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Take care.